The Seattle Seahawks, a team that I'm not even sure why they're going to show up next season. They should just call up the front office and say, hey, pencil us in for 9-8 season. As back-to-back years now, they have went 9-8. Not good enough for that sneaky little wild card spot like they did the year before. But still, it was a decent team considering, you look at their schedule and they kind of beat the teams they were supposed to beat outside of the Steelers. The Steelers weren't bad, but they weren't great, and, outside of the Steelers, really, they pretty much beat all the teams they were expected to, and then, kind of split with some teams that, they could easily have lost to, because once again, this division, it's not an easy division to win in, right? It really isn't, and, they just barely missed out of the playoffs, and looking at this team, O-line, that's really a big problem. This offensive line has been bad for a while now. Of course, their tackles are definitely trending in the right direction, but Abraham Lucas injured most of last year, and then apparently, from what I've heard, Charles Cross really wasn't the same after being injured. Interior-wise, you got Laken Tomlinson, but he's always just been an at-best average player. Haynes, I'm going to have him at center because that is the biggest need on this team right now, looking at the roster all around, but yeah, as far as a Madden standpoint, you already know we're replacing the interior line. We're replacing the left guard, the right guard, and then most likely the center. Tight end Noah Fant really has never hit the ground running. I guess it wouldn't make sense to hit the ground running. He just hasn't played well at all, really. I can't even think of, one season where he was pretty good. But receivers, Tyler Lockett's obviously aging. JSN did not have the best rookie year, which is kind of surprising because not only did he have all the talent around him, but more importantly, I've been seeing a lot of first-round rookies just hit the ground running, speaking of. And then DK Metcalf, I don't know why he's an 86 overall. Wasn't his best year, but it was far from an 86 overall DK. I feel like 88, 89 would have been a little bit more fair. Then you have Geno Smith, who had, a decent season. But Sam Howell, they brought in youth, longer-term contract, and as the front office said, competitive. Geno Smith, they said, is their starter, but they would not rule out Sam Howell fighting for that job. It's more realistic than, I would say, Penix stealing a job from Kirk Cousins, if you will. So there is definitely merit for the chance that Geno could be replaced by him. Kenneth Walker, of course, looks to be the real deal, and Charbonnet looks to be a real deal. They've got a really good running back duo. As far as defense, Mafe, I feel like, should have been a star dev. Definitely a bit better than just normal. And Wosu, he's basically like Leonard Floyd for me at this point. He's just, he's going to put in some work for you, but he's not going to be elite. Inside linebackers, Baker's, he's average. Tyrell Dodson apparently was goated last season. Safeties, they completely replaced him. Julian Love was pretty good, but they completely replaced the safety room, and that's definitely going to be a position that we're going to be looking to improve. Obviously, corners, one of the best duos in the league. Interior of the D-line, obviously they're making moves there. Byron Murphy, their first-round draft pick selection, made a lot of sense because they need a lot of help there. This was absolutely one of the worst run defense teams in the league. Traded for Leonard Williams with a high draft pick. They did everything they could to try and fix this D-line. And, obviously we don't know much about Byron Murphy, but it didn't really work. They were actually really bad the last couple of games in the season, and it's just impossible to win when you can't stop the run. If you can't stop the run, it's a GG. It's just be honest. It's just a straight-up GG. Of course, Draymond Jones here, a guy that they also paid a lot of money for. So investing a lot in that interior of their defensive line to try and stop the run. Of course, adding Tyrese Knight as well in the draft, who's basically like a slower replacement for Jordan Brooks. I almost forgot about the name there. Jordan Brooks, a little bit better in the run defense. But overall, this is a team that it does feel like a 9-8 team. 81 overall, especially in Madden. I could see them going 8-9, 9-8 kind of range. So, we just call them the Seattle 9-8ers. And I know there's people like, is that supposed to be like a mock of the Niners? Are you trying to get punched in the nose? Please leave my nose alone. But what you should not leave alone is that like button. Of course, only if you like the video. Come back to the video or go down there later and be like, hey, maybe I will do that. Also, subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise on the channel. Rebuilds aplenty. And also, while you're down there, let me know what team you'd like to see next. Oh, I'm frustrated with JSN. I guess I am. I didn't know I was frustrated, but Tyler Lockett reminded me that I was, in fact, frustrated with him, and now I'm mad. But But yeah, let me know what team you want to see next. I was thinking about doing a challenge rebuild, quote-unquote challenge rebuild soon, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of teams that we still haven't done. I know there's been a couple of people, probably because I'm a Packers fan, maybe. I mean, just seems like a lot of Packers fans that go through the Madden YouTubes, but do I really want to do another Packers rebuild? How many have I done this year? But yeah, let me know there, and let's get into this thing. I don't know what's going to be this story with Sam Howell. Does it actually show the stats? I think I might have sold, because I know before you couldn't see. Yeah, I don't know why that is. You just can't see the stats of the preseason if you go to the regular season. Like, why can't I look at them? Like, please. I don't know, but we're going to play it by ear. If Geno sucks early on, it is going to be Mr. Sam Howell time, because you don't just get rid of a 4th-round pick for a quarterback because you're like, we're set at the number 1 spot. We don't care. And I know there's maybe injury concern issues, but still, it feels like a decent draft pick to be given up for a guy that you just don't see as a NFL-level starter, you know? All right, we only have $27 million, but okay, I guess we just have 2 players. This team is locked in for the long haul. They've only got 2 players. Rest in peace, Michael. Unless you did the things they say you did, then no. So it seems like 9-8 was definitely an aim for the stars moment, as we lost to the 3-13, or the 2-14, excuse me, Cardinals at the time. We go 6-11, which I will say, whole truthful honesty, transparency mode, I don't mind, because the team, it feels like we need a transition at quarterback. In real life, I think Geno could absolutely still be the guy. In game, absolutely not. Normal dev at 30 years old and you're under an 80 overall, it's just not the move. Looking at quarterbacks, Howell doesn't look like the move. I don't know what's going on, but neither of these quarterbacks looks good. 6-11 could be quarterback time. Kenneth Walker, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. DK Metcalf, I mean, this was a terrible season for the offense. It was just not good for anyone. There was no one. Kenneth maybe that played well. Defensively, for a 3-4, this is basically like 8 or 9 sacks, so not bad at the edge, I guess. Leonard Williams with 8 sacks is pretty good, and then interceptions, got a couple of decent numbers. Myers was horrible. Dixon was amazing. Eskridge, I mean, he's a bust. Let's just be real. Did have a return touchdown, though. As far as the yearly awards, I mean, what was the numbers? 32nd in offense? Or it was 30th in offense? 30 in offense. 32nd in defense. So we were just like the worst team in the league that somehow won games. Is that what you're telling me? That's what you're telling me, huh? Okay. Wow, that is really bad. Like, that is unbelievably bad. No award wins for us. Who would have thought? You had that bad of a season? Who would have thought? Like, I don't really want to clickbait, even though it's, I mean, I don't know. It's not like clickbait that's like, oh my god, you got me to click on the video. I can't believe you. But, like, do I even put Sam Howell, Seattle Seahawks Rebuild in the title if he never actually, like, starts a whole season? Because 4-6, I don't feel very confident with him as the starter. I don't feel confident with either as the starter. As the Eagles win the Super Bowl over the Ravens in the Ultimate Bird Battle. Looking at the offense, I doubt there was any dev-ups. Sam Howell's a 75 overall. Geno actually only drops 1. Lockett doesn't drop that bad, too. Would love to see him get a dev-up. Defensively, any dev-ups? Mafe goes to star. That's great. Rayshawn Jenkins goes to superstar. And then Julian Love goes to star. We do not hate that. But yeah, I don't know if Rayshawn going up in dev does a whole lot for me. All right, so we played it pretty chill. There is a decent chance, though, maybe was it Geno that needs to be signed? So Geno's cap hit is actually decently high for 2025, but the dead hit's only 13 mil, which obviously we've seen for quarterback contracts is basically pennies, meaning there is really no contractual obligation to keep him this upcoming season. So we'll see what happens at the draft. I would be fine with, drafting a quarterback and putting Howell at number 2. If not, though, maybe Geno plays backup and we give Howell a whole season. But I think after what you just saw, I don't see how you don't draft QB. Even if you have to, pull a quote-unquote Bo Nix reach, if you will, I think you absolutely need to go QB after a season like that, which is then again, is it a Sam Howell rebuild? I don't know. So we'll see what happens. But also, that free agency was dog. Oh my god. Other than David Bakhtiari, who I don't even see as a realistic signing, because how is he not retired in real life? He gets that guaranteed money from Green Bay getting released. That should be that. Maybe you try one more payday because someone's willing to risk it on you to see if you're that all-pro that you once were and you can stay healthy. But outside of that, dude should be retired. All right, we are sitting at pick number 5. The Bears have both first-round picks. That may need to be changed. But looking at the quarterbacks, there's a lot of first-rounders. The problem is there's not a lot of first-rounders, you know what I mean? So really we have 3 guys. I would still probably put Generals on the list just because of all the A's. But Bryce Jordan or Mahone, those are going to be the guys. 6'1" tells me probably going to be star dev. Could be anything, but probably star dev, whereas Jordan, 6'5", usually do have higher dev the taller they are. That's just what I've seen. But we'll see what happens, because the number 1 overall shouldn't be QB. Number 2 might not be QB. Number 3 might not be QB. And I highly doubt number 4 is QB, so we not only have the chance to trade down if we really wanted to, but we could just take whoever we want. Now, the problem is there's no real guaranteed beast. I'm going to take a look at Jordan real quick. If Jordan's goated, I might take him, but, there's a couple of Bs in there, right? So it's not like he's guaranteed. Really good elite throw power. But the problem is we could always trade down with the Raiders, who are afraid of losing their guy. And then you have, what, the Packers, maybe? I mean, you could probably trade down to the Patriots. Like, I'm going to trade down to Raiders, I think. If we can get, like, a second or a third-round pick for this, that's worth, right? That's a set. Watch out. They're like, we want both picks, damn it. The fact that I traded Taylor, I had to trade Taylor to get a third-round pick to move back, well, for them, really, to move up 4 spots this high is crazy. But, like I said, I think we're still going to get Jordan at pick 9, and that's all that matters to me. They don't even take QB. Nobody wants QB. Maybe even the Packers, nobody wants QB. I guess we're just taking Jordan at 9. We are chilling. Jordan versus Mr. Mahone. Mahone might be better, but Jordan is a top 5 projected. I'm taking the higher projected and true talent, Bryce Jordan. Thank you. That is a win. That's crazy that Generals is still there. The other guy, though, he did go, so maybe the game knows. Maybe they do know. We have some 1-2s. We obviously could use a tight end. I'm really hoping the pass rusher's there because, yes, you could say it's future-proofing. Gibson is still there. Do I see him as the guy, though, is the question. He's a 1-2 grade. He's not the fastest, but he does look pretty solid. I don't know what the power move is because I only had 3 players to scout. I ended up scouting, I think, the safety there. You can see the DT there, and then it was someone else. Oh, yeah, there's guard. So I really don't know. He also could use safety like Brown Lee, who looks pretty good, but I'm not really sure if that's what I want to take. I mean, this guy, if he's hidden, I've seen slow types like that have been superstar, would be a steal to land edge and quarterback in the same draft. Like, what are we, the Texans? And we trade a 5th-round pick to move up those 4 spots. I'm taking the risk. I am absolutely taking the risk. And the reason why is because it's a very tough position to land a starter, and you almost always have to invest a first-round pick. This is kind of a first-round pick, but not quite. We also do have the tight end Sweeney, which is... He's 6'2". It's an option. He is athletic, but I could just go Weeks. Honestly, the smart thing might have been to trade back from 5. It might have been, but it's too late now. We're in. Bo Gibson, please. Yes, he's hidden. I was just hoping for a good overall. I really, honestly, most of these like slower 6'6" types, I expect normal, but I also expect them to be a decent overall, which is why I'm like, I don't really care as long as they dev up. That works. Of course, not going to get our safety, but we have so many other needs that I just, you know what, we'll put some fill in there, and or maybe not. Maybe we can just go like Winslow or Altman later. Why not? 3 to 4. I think the biggest need now is Cam Weeks, the tight end. 6'4", 21 years old, athletic. Hidden? Oh, we're cooking. 3 hiddens now. I'm like yelling at you. I'll relax. We have pick 9 as well. Oh my god, we have done a thing. Wait, how do we have how do we have so many third-round picks? Did I make a mistake somewhere? Or this team... I'm trying to think. We traded back. We got the third-round pick. How do we have so many third-round picks? I feel like we have one too many third-round picks. Am I wrong? I definitely feel like we have one too many thirds. But either way, we're going to try to go for Altman in the 4th, I think. Could use a linebacker. Whitaker might be that linebacker. But I think because Draymond Jones is not a future player... Maybe not. We scouted him further, but we don't have his actual, like, true talent. I might go O-line here because we need a lot of linemen. I think I'm going to go with Miller. I know he's got that D run block, but that's fine. Yes. Ironically enough, since we are rebuilding the Seahawks, it really isn't fine. That is one of the big things we need is a run blocker, but it is what it is. We got ourselves a hidden. Also, this 6'9" tight end, doubt I take him unless he's there in the 6th or 7th because, yeah, he's kind of athletic, but man, he does look raw. He could be one of those superstar dev type guys, but I don't know if I want to bank on it. Also, Jalen Rush might be the better guard. I'm taking Jalen Rush, please. Yes, another hidden. You can dev almost every other position, but you cannot really dev the O-line. Realistically, that just doesn't happen. So I think we're going to go until Whitaker and Sullivan, if one of them is left, trade up for them, and then hopefully have the picks to go for Altman. And I think that would be a damn near perfect draft. All right, we take a little bit of a risk because we were a bad team this year. We trade a 3rd and a 4th next with a 7th next. And Laumea, who I know they just drafted, but I don't really need a backup to a backup to a backup lineman. For the Colts, 3rd round pick, of course a late 3rd round pick, but still a 3rd round pick nonetheless. Our 3rd round pick could be bad next season, but at the end of the day, they're still gaining that 4th round pick. And then with this one, I think it's going to be Sullivan. Byron Sullivan's going to be my choice. 6'1", 21, pretty fast. Hoping for hidden, but I'm kind of feeling normal. Yeah, I mean, I kind of was feeling normal. He just kind of felt like, you know, I feel like if he was going to be hidden, which, I mean, I've had normal devs that are really fast anyways, he would have been a little faster, but it could have just been, you know, completely talking out of my ace, so it is what it is. Who is this guy? Didn't really have a high first round. Wow. 4.2, 440 is still there, but hopefully Altman's there. I mean, he looks like the best safety remaining. Chris Altman, hit power is there. B tackle, decently athletic. Not really, the left side worries me. He's going to be raw, but maybe we get lucky. 88 speed, normal dev. Just based on youth, though. I don't know what his rating's going to be, but just based on youth, he might be a starter. But either way, outside of that pick, maybe even the linebacker, it was a really good draft. I mean, we did cost a little bit for next year. If that 6'9" tight end's there, obviously I'm taking him. And he is... Oh, Coates is still there, though. I got to go Cam Coates. Normal dev, but it's a bigger positional need. We just drafted tight end. We have the backup tight end from last year. We have Fant still. Maybe the 6'9" tight end will be in the 7th round. That'd be kind of crazy if he was, but I don't expect it. We definitely need to look for him to see if we made a mistake. Oh, we don't need to because he's on the squad. Tyrese Willis in the 7th. Ooh, oh, he is not that fast either, but 6'9", 93 jumping is kind of crazy. He is going to suck. He is going to be so bad. All right, moment of truth. Ended up getting that, 3rd round pick with the trade down. It was kind of beautiful. 75 overall. We obviously have to compare that quarterback to the guy we did. Oh my God, he does suck. To the guy we did get. Or did we pass anyways? So bad. I get he's 6'9", but he's just, especially with the injury, if he's a little faster, maybe he's worth it. He is not worth it. At that speed and that overall, he's not worth it. Bryce Jordan, obviously medium range is not his best stuff. Ideal Sense tells me that they do want him to be and expect him to be a generational type. Let's see if he actually is generational. He is not. I don't know why I said generational. I'm actually partially glad. I guess he's wearing 13. Partially glad he wasn't a generational or X Factor, because then people would be like, oh, he tipped his hand on accident. Gibson, actually really good. Might even be our starter right out. Because Nwosu wasn't bad, but he is on the older side, and his ceiling is max pretty much. And a superstar. Okay, that seems to be the thing. It's either you're 6'6" and you're star, or you're 6'6" and you're normal, or you're 6'6" and you're superstar. There's no star, there's no X Factor. It's one of the two. And then we look at the tight end, Mr. Cam Weeks. No matter what, who I expect to be star, he will be the starter. I have seen, obviously, X Factors. We've seen that one draft where there was 3 of them, I think, and we passed on all of them. Not going to be the case this time, unfortunately. But star dev, kind of expected number 80, I guess. We are really lacking on some of the numbers. And then we look over at the guard Miller, who's a really high overall. Obviously sucks at run blocking, but he's really good outside of that. Dev, probably star. Yep, star dev. Going to be a starter, though, because he is, once again, star. And then Jalen Rush going to probably be our left guard here. Another similar type player, really good at pass blocking, not so good at run blocking. That's a very common build in Madden. Also star dev, no one's really shocked. Then the middle linebacker, only normal dev, but 73 overall. I would have obviously chosen Whitaker over him, but, the classic, save your draft capital by waiting until you're down to just one. it sometimes really pays off, and a lot of times it doesn't. Chris Altman, he is so mid, but once again, because of his youth, I mean, I don't think there's a better option than him. And then Cam Coates doesn't really matter too much because he's going to be the backup to the backup to the backup to the backup. But I guess there's potential there because of how fast he is. Two things you need to look at, though. One, the quarterbacks. Oh, wow. 81 overall. Probably generational guy. And then the Packers, they did not miss out. They did their homework, as I believe they landed themselves a generational. 99 juke move is not a super common rating. And no, he was not generational. He was like a generational rating, but not a generational dev. But we do need to take a look at the quarterbacks. Mahone was the second quarterback, so they saw what we saw, which is apparently a normal dev QB. Very accurate, though, so you don't hate that pick, even all the way up at number 5 or number 9 with us. But I'm glad we took the dev'd guy, obviously. And then we look... Oh, wow, there were some really high overalls in this class. Then we want to look at Generals, who was a 72 overall. And yeah, I mean, hidden dev, like I said, sometimes, even though the true talent grade says something, you don't gotta believe it. You don't, it's not the end-all, be-all. I mean, he's superstar dev. He's better than our guy. We were lied to. We were absolutely lied to. Was there anyone else I wanted to look at? Was it just Whitaker? Hidden dev? Was it really just Whitaker? I feel like there was someone else. Maybe not. But this draft had some high overalls with some pretty decent dev players. I want to see the overalls. There was at least 4 80 pluses, one of them very close to 80 as well. It's a hell of a draft. Despite the Raiders drafting a rookie named Will Cook, I don't believe he will, because he is really bad. Was it Will Cook? It was Will Cook. He's normal dev. So Geno Smith to the Raiders, boom. 4th round pick. All right, here we go. Season 2, likely going to be starting the new quarterback, Jordan. We'll see how the preseason goes. This time I'll actually remember to look before we skip ahead. Obviously, starting Jordan is the very smartest move. Chance at Rookie of the Year, has really high ratings. He's a few years younger than Howell, maybe 1 or 2. And it just makes so much sense to start him. But I'm going to give Sam Howell a fair shake. I know he drafted Jordan all the way up at 9. But having too many good quarterback options is definitely not a problem many teams would hate to have. Defensively, of course, we have Altman starting. I know Jenkins was not bad, right? 80 overall, but he's 30. His zone coverage, so he's literally Altman, but somehow higher overall in Superstar Dev, but 8 years older. So I got to start the youth, give him a chance to dev up. Defensively, same thing with Sullivan. Dodson, might be decent in real life, but in game, he's not really developing for us. I think he only went up 1 or 2 overalls from the full season on 150 slider XP. Unbelievable there. We definitely need a new left end, potentially a new right end. Was going to go with one in the draft. Didn't even see how good the guy we passed on was, but the team is turning around in the right direction, but it is still a very, very low overall. That's why it'd be really nice to solve this quarterback position right now and then start getting to development for maybe year 4 or 5, make a push. All right, let's take a look at the numbers. Jordan didn't really play in that first game, so can't really say much, but Sam Howell was decent. What was his completion percentage? 55%, 138 yards, a touchdown. Did not throw a pick, though. Then we look at game 2. Howell, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Jordan, 130 yards, 68% completion percentage, so can't really say who has the nod just yet. Very similar performances. And then the final game where I switched up the lineup to see what we would get. I don't know, because Howell had a lot of yards here, 73%. I mean, I gotta say, Howell was probably better. I think Howell's gonna start over Jordan. It was a close call, but I think Howell won the job. No? Am I crazy? I know in a smart situation, because there's gonna be someone still commenting it, even though I'm gonna make it very clear. The smart thing to do would be to start Jordan for the chance. For one, he has way better ceiling right now. He has 4 more years, 5 if you count this year, obviously, to stay on the roster on a low deal. And he can win Rookie of the Year. I know it's the smart thing to do, and he's a higher dev, but I'm going to play it realistically. I think there would absolutely be a quarterback competition, especially since Jordan is a rookie, and they would give a chance to Howell, who won the job, not by a lot, but he won it. What can I say? $57 million. I see Julian Love hit free agency a lot. But what I will say is I don't know if it's going to happen this time. $57 million, we can definitely afford him. Now, another problem is Sam Howell is wanting a contract. And, if he's actually the guy, That's not bad money, but the problem is I don't know if he's the guy. 15, oh, he's done. Let's be so for real. He is done. Yeah, he's going to be replaced. The rookie starting. Julian Love. $77 million. Zone coverage is probably pretty good. 83 zone coverage. Man, that is a lot of money to be paying for mid. No? Oh, I can't pay that. I'll do a 1 year 16.5, and that's kind of it. I'll do maybe a tag. I get the overalls high, but that zone coverage for 15, probably 16.5 mil per over 5 is just way too low. All right, another playoff missing season. But we did win more games with the rookie. So let's take a look. Did not change the scheme. I actually rocked the Chiefs in this one because I wanted to give Howell a chance. Unfortunately, there is no chance. The rookie should have been the guy. We all knew he should have been the guy, but he won, Howell won the job in preseason, and I'm a man of my word, and I allow it to happen. Of course, look at the numbers. Jordan was much better. Better completion percentage, way better passer rating, better yards per attempt. Sacks, was a little bit lower. But yeah, I didn't change the scheme from where it started. You can kind of tell by the fact that Weeks ended up with 1,000 yards. If we were running the regular scheme, there's no way 5 games or whatever that he started, 7 games, was it? I don't know how many games, but, whatever he started would have been enough to get to 1,000 for the tight end. Not even a chance. Maybe he'll get Rookie of the Year while Jordan doesn't, but as long as we get something, I would be very much so appreciative. Sack totals, Williams was great. Mafe was okay. Draymond was okay. Murphy was okay. Gibson was really bad, but his tackle for a loss was a high, so you never know. Picks were low. Kicking was great. Punting was great. Kick return, punt return game, not to be seen. Offensive yardage was better at 13th. The problem is defense is probably going to be pretty low at 20. Yearly awards, you see Mahomes is the MVP of the league. And then looking at Offensive Rookie of the Year, the tight end does win it, in fairness. Not bad. We did at least win something. Gibson number 2 for Rookie of the Year with those tackles for a loss. And while we didn't, make the playoffs, we did have a decent season. Weeks could even go to X Factor. If you want to consider, going up in Dev because of the award and then going up in Dev because of the stats, he definitely could be X Factor. It's possible. I don't bank on it, but it could happen. Just like the Jaguars in the Super Bowl against the Cowboys could happen. Of course, I heard a few of you guys saying you wanted to see a Jaguars rebuild. Maybe it could be the next one soon or something. Not really making a great case for them needing one, though, Jacksonville. Weeks does go up to Superstar. Not X Factor, unfortunately, but it's still pretty significant. And then defensively, Altman didn't go up in Dev, which is such an L. He went up 2 overalls. Oh, that sucks so much. Williams didn't even go up in overall, but I will say, he's kind of on his way out anyways. So we got a dev up and a couple of overall upgrades, I'd say. But, guys like Lockett regressing and in general not getting dev ups or upgrades at all for guys like Altman do kind of suck, because that means we just need to draft in safety or sign one, as we potentially could be losing Julian Love here on top of that. I would prefer to just do like a not. So how much does he want? A 4 year 66. That is a lot of money though. Like, am I crazy? Not interested in signing. What is the tag? Obviously, I'm keeping that. 5th year option for Cross. He's red interest. I think you don't do the 5th year option. Obviously, Howell's going to be gone, so our depth at quarterback is a little iffy. But we have 76 mil, a quarterback that has 4 more years technically on a rookie deal. I guess the 5th year option isn't really a rookie deal, but 3 more years on a rookie deal at least. We can spend a little bit of money if we feel that that player is franchise changing, or just like a really good cornerstone piece in general. Hufanga could be that guy. 20 million is a lot of money, but we would have a sick safety duo. And then unfortunately, it doesn't really seem like any... I actually didn't even think about the rookie linebacker. Don't know if he actually went up in dev. McNeil could be a guy. We did a rebuild recently with the Lions, and he was never really anything special, but maybe in a 3-4 he can cook. I don't know, but I don't think you can pay safety. Can you? Like 20 million per, even though he's superstar, even though he's amazing, is a lot. But at the same time, we don't really have many other players. Oh, wow, you have to even pay more than that? That is crazy money. So how much money is that? 22 million per year for a freaking safety, and it's not even enough? Hell no. I am sorry, but no. No, no, no. Joel Bitonio, we could use a center so somebody can move to center and he could just stay at guard. We are the highest offer, so we can at least get somebody added to the squad. And then Aleem McNeil. Like I said, he has not really developed for me, like, ever. Do I really want that Detroit curse where we just didn't do anything? I mean, he's got good block shed. I guess he would make sense as a true DT and Murphy moved to, like, left or right end. Because we do probably need to just release Leonard Williams based on his price. Yeah, I mean, I'm down with these two players. And they're down with us. I'll take it. Why not? We're going to be dropping Draymond Jones, who really hasn't done a whole lot for us, and we're saving a lot of money. You could argue that we should have that for free, because, you know, this would be a year in the future. He might not even be on the roster, same as Williams, but, yeah, Byron Murphy is going to be playing left end, I think. All right, we have pick 10 overall, and realistically, we don't have one of those glaring needs like an edge or a tackle that you kind of take in the first round. I also forgot to change the scouting. I want to actually start, like, properly scouting going forward. I usually don't need to, but just to, you know, add that element, why not, I suppose. But usually we don't need to. Yeah, it'd be nice sometimes to have more knowledge, but, you know, looking at a guy like this, do I really need to see more? He's going to be amazing. Just don't need a wide receiver. I am curious, though, to see Briscoe / McCullough as, you know, like I said, they both look, especially McCullough, they both looked amazing. So, you know, that's that. Longwell, obviously, he's going to be a really good player, but we just don't need tight end, obviously. But what do we actually have in our, or on our board, if you will? Chad Grimes, really good offensive lineman. I don't know how good he is. He looks promising, but nothing really, you know, insane, nothing standing out. Because, you know, he looks like all the other guys, to be fair. Kasim Jones, is he edge? Is he interior? That is definitely somebody that interests me. DT, Ryan Campbell. There's not really much DT options, so going for Campbell and then Newman might be the move. So I think we can move this down to like 20 and then just take best available pick. All right, we kind of brute forced it a little bit, but we traded a pick 10 this year, a 4th and a 5th, with a 6th 2 years from now for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round picks off of the Eagles. But that 2nd and 3rd round pick are pretty late, so I'm not really sure why we had to trade all of that. And they go for Grimes. I'm going to go to 20, and I mean, the DT's there. I think that's going to be our draft selection. Which I don't see him just yet. Campbell, I really like Kasim Jones too, but Ryan Campbell, I'm really just banking on the fact that he looks like he might have B's across the board all the way. Really good, you know, strength. 21, please. Thank you. Hidden dev, that's all I asked for. Once again, interior, it's not the worst thing in the world to have normal dev. We've made it work a lot of times, but it also is a lot quicker to just have that dev and not worry about it. Hayden Russell looks really good too. We have a cornerback who I would like to play at safety. Multiple of them, to be fair. Barrow, Martin, Carter, Gaines. I don't know if he's the best for safety. Penn, Hicks. So I'm going to go to the next round and then, you know, slowly let it dwindle down. And if we have to trade up, we have to trade up. If not, we're cooking. Damn, Barrow is still there. You have Barrow and Martin. How good was Barrow again? 22A. Barrow might be worth trading up for, especially with that speed. I really hate trading up, but I think I need to. So we trade a 2nd this, a 5th and a 6th next, and Haynes to move up 9 spots at the Colts, which feels pretty significant, to be honest, but it is still pretty early in the draft, so I guess I get it. And with that pick, we are going to be going with, I believe, I really like Gaines too, 2 to 3. And he's an actual safety, but I believe I'm going to go Walter Barrow. I get a lot of normal devs with players like these. I'm going to do it anyways. I knew it. Damn, all those corners are still there, and the safety even. Russell's there too, though. I mean, what is our biggest need? Johnny Payne looks great too. Another defensive end, maybe? You know what? I'm going to go defensive end. I'm going to go Newman. I don't know his block shed, but I assume it's at least... I don't know, actually. I can't assume anything here. But he looks good. That's all that matters. But he's not. And our only 3rd round pick was in the 20s. I did not remember that we traded our 3rd until last second. I may have sold. And then our only, like, kind of... I guess we can go Claxton, to be fair. If we want another lineman. That might be our route. wide receiver. There's a couple of speedy wide receivers, but none of them are like must-grab players. I'm going to go DeMarcus Claxton. Wow, that is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can call that a good draft or not. I'm hoping the corners are pretty high overall, so when we move him to free safety, you know, it's... or formality, and he's just going to be good anyways. We do also have another wide receiver here. Khalil Brewer, pretty damn fast. Why not? Normal dev. Let's look at the draft recap. Obviously, there was a freaking multitude of corners we could have had. I don't really want to see him. Oh, the corner was good, though. In fairness to the corner, the guard isn't great, and the DN's meh, but the corner was a very high overall, and I don't hate it. 22 years old, amazing zone coverage. For 5'10", he's not the lightest either. We see a lot of corners that are like 6'1", 6'2", that are like 190, so he's definitely not the lightest either. He's not the tallest, but I kind of like him. I kind of like it. Let's see if he goes up even higher. He does not. He stays the same. But we like that pick. Campbell, automatic starter. Maybe even start both the guys and just let Williams go and hope for the dev up, which we're not going to get from... Well, I guess I was about to say, I don't know why I was going to say that I'm not going to get from Campbell. I hope we get it from Campbell. Number 90. I should not have put him at DT. Actually, we don't even need DT. We got McNeil. We're like future-proofing a position that doesn't even need to be future-proof. Why did I take Newman? Oh, that is such a bad draft pick, now that I think about it. We could have just doubled down on corner and probably landed one of the hidden. Not that we even need to, but... Julian Love next season, maybe. Here we are, the year 3 team. Jordan actually gets the reins. There is no competition this time around. Wide receivers, JSN. Hopefully he gets up there a little bit higher. Lockett's now relegated to the number 3 spot. Offensive line is getting there, especially with Joe Bitonio. Are we going to keep him long term? I don't know. We can afford him, so why not? And our backup linemen aren't looking too great for the future, so I think it makes sense to just keep what we got going, especially if we can afford Charles Cross. Defensive line, we've gotten younger. We lost Leonard Williams, but we added Campbell. We also added McNeil, releasing Draymond Jones as well. Linebacker, Sullivan didn't go Dev, so maybe I should have drafted another linebacker. Free safety, Barrow, I think he just needs one dev up. He's already like a really good player. So once again, we're getting there, but we are still kind of on the lower side. Really need quarterback Jordan to cook. That way, if he could go up an overall high, that would be massive. We're not having a very good season. Oh my, we have a lot of players to resign. 3 names massive, 4 names massive, kind of 5 names massive, 6 names, 7 names, kind of 8. 8 big names, but 9. Okay, we got a lot of money though. 9 big names at a lot of money. I think you guarantee the contracts like this. Obviously, you want to keep Kenneth Walker, 6-year 90. Really? Okay, I thought it would have been enough. DK Metcalf, I think you keep him around as well. 4-year 76 is a super steal. Tyreek or Reek Woolen, no dev up yet. Gonna only do a 4-year because star dev, it doesn't go as far as you think it would. Charles Cross, his tag or his option was what, like 15 mil or something like that. So if we can keep him around this 4-year 72, thank you. We I think made the right call. Because it would cost a lot more if we waited one more season. Abraham Lucas, how good actually is he? Because that's, 82 overall. How good did he play? How well did he play? 2 sacks allowed, and we're halfway through the season. Definitely an improved season. I mean, I'll do the 2-year. I don't know if I want to do any more. Oh, my lord. 180 million or 120 million left out of that 180. Mafe. 82 overall, 83 finesse. He's having one of his better years, but 5 years, even for like 20 mil per is a lot, but I guess I keep him, I suppose. And then Joel Bitonio, I think he'll be around for at least another season, so we'll knock that out. 85 million left, and we accounted for most players so far, which is not bad. Baker, if I could do a 2-year on this, I would absolutely do it. A 2-year 25? 2-year 26, and that is my max. And the rest we already offered, so we'll continue those negotiations. All right, we had another really bad season. I don't know why we're this bad. I get not being, like, greats, but 3-14 bad just doesn't really seem to track well. But here we are, 3-14. Man, we're losing the touch on these rebuilds, though. Like, I don't know what you want me to do here, EA. Like, we're starting to fall off. We had the 3 straight Super Bowl wins and then just nothing. And, of course, Bryce Jordan was really good to start. He was like, I think it was 15 for 7 or 15 for 5. And then just out of nowhere, 31 for 19. Yards are great, though. Walker was amazing. Wide receiver, JSN was great. And the rest, Weeks was good, but the rest, not the best. Blocking, I've seen a lot worse than that, especially from the tackles. And then edge, it's a 3-4. It's just a 3-4. That's really all there is, and Myers needs to be replaced. But yeah, I mean, what an awful season. 3-14 is just pathetic, really. Any award wins? No. Oof. The Giants are in the Super Bowl. Nice. Makes me feel really good about our 3-14th spot. Of course, they lose, but still, that is crazy that we went 3-14 and the Giants are in the freaking Super Bowl. Okay, sure. Weeks is an X Factor. 83 overall X Factor. We have ourselves a tight end for many weeks to come. X Factor tight end already. No dev up for Jordan. No one's really surprised. Defensively, Sullivan goes up in dev. McNeil does not. Barrow does. So a couple of decent dev ups, especially on this defensive side. As we get 2 normal devs to star. X Factor is great and all, but 2 normal devs to star is amazing. Boom. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. 83 zone already. Baker, I gave a 2-year 27, which is definitely costly, but he's an 84 overall, and, instead of just replacing anyone that's kind of old and kind of expensive, I'm deciding to keep some of our veterans. So we have $77 million left. We have a 5th-year option for JSN. We have a 5th-year option for Devin Witherspoon. I actually argue that the 5th-year option for Devin is smart, whereas JSN, maybe not so much, but I think that's the smart move, in my opinion. I try to get Dixon, and he is just, not wanting to stick around. I mean, 2-year 9 is insane, which we paid. Damn, they got QB as a huge need, which in fairness, if there's a generational looking player, I'm not going to rule that out. Pick 3 overall. Not as high as I thought. I thought we were going to have number 1, honestly, but number 3 is still a great pick. I can't go edge because we just paid Mafe, but those are the types of picks you make at pick 3 overall. Maybe you go wide receiver. I don't know. Free agency, Joe Tooney, not bad. Maybe play tackle. I mean, we don't even need tackle either. Travis Kelce's a free agent. Don't need him. Yeah, most of the players we have here in free agency, we're just not going to have a need for. The problem is, I mean, we have some young players that can be the franchise. They're just not really developing. Like, you look at this offense, sure, maybe you can argue quarterback, but O-line, I mean, it's in a pretty good spot. Tight end, obviously, the receivers are amazing. Defensively, what do you replace your 83 overall normal dev DT? Obviously, Campbell's new, so 78 overall is fine. 82 for Murphy, who's still kind of young. Both corners are 89, 90. Safeties are fine. The morale's making it look bad, but they're in a good spot. Edge, Mafe at 27 does worry me, but, I mean, I paid the guy that was our best pass rusher. I mean, there's a 3-4 that just kills your numbers, and no matter who you are, really. You have to be one of the true 99s in the game to do well in a 3-4, and even then, you may struggle. Now, I don't know what to do here, because we have pick 3 overall, and there's some other really good players, but I guess he's right there in our face right now. But I can't tell for sure if he's generational, but I have a pretty good idea that this Tim Boulware guy is generational. Now, if he isn't, what a whiff that would be. We just also have quarterback, but Barry St. Louis, I mean, he looks almost the exact same as the guy we took, so is there really a point if we're just going to be replacing 1-to-1? I think depending on how much this costs to go up to the Detroit Lions, I'm going to give it a try. I mean, if I had to give up a first round next year with 3, that's a lot, but I might do it. Man, I really don't know if this guy is generational. They want what? No shot they're getting anything near that. Let's be fully real. No shot they're even touching that. I get maybe it's because they're like, hey, you want us to not take him. You're going to have to make us work. Make it work. I don't know. 35 and 99? Okay, doable. I really can't give up a first next year, especially if we suck again. Damn. Am I crazy or was that less? Was that less interest? Really? Number 1, huh? Wow. Guess we might actually have to throw somebody in here. Who do we want to get rid of? We did it. We are banking on a generational. The Lions get a haul for this pick. They get Newman, they get Bradford, they get a first this, which is 2 spots lower. They get a first next, a second this year, which is basically another first round, and then a third next year to move 2 whole spots for a non-quarterback. I'm praying this guy's generational, because if not, this could be our worst draft pick we have ever made. But I'm willing to risk it. Tim Boulware, and I gotta say, I am not feeling all that confident right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I really am not. Let's move to the next round. I mean, we definitely do not have the position to trade up anytime soon. What was it that we needed? O-line for the future, maybe. Strickland is that offensive lineman. Offensive line, or not offensive line, linebacker anyways. Offensive line, Victor Beckham. I don't know if we can trade up. I don't know a whole lot about Beckham. We don't really even need a lineman just yet. This would be future-proofing. I don't think we need a future-proof for something that we don't really need to worry about right now. I really like Strickland, so I'm going to go Strickland, and then, whatever we have left is whatever we have left. Normal dev, bro. I mean, I get it. You probably could be a really high overall, but that just seems like a crime. Like, how could you have all those A's and B's? Oh, wow, we have nobody left. All those A's and B's and your normal dev. Like, that just feels wrong. Like, I feel like I've been wronged, really. And considering we have no first or third next year, I'm going to try to turn this into a third next year if we can. It should be worth that. The Bills think so. That was next year, right? Yeah, the Bills think so. The Jets think so. The Falcons and the Colts. So I think the Jets, right? I feel like we've seen all the other teams, but maybe not the Jets. So we get a third next year. So we have 2 thirds next year with a second, which isn't... I mean, if this guy actually is generational, which, like I said, I am a little worried, it's definitely worth it. But if he's not, then, oh yeah, we sold. I mean, I guess if he's a superstar, perhaps... But if he's just like a star dev, oof, that would be pain. I don't even know who the hell to take in the 7th. Maybe a kicker? Well, here it is. Moment of truth. Is it going to be? And it is. 84 overall. Ignore the 7th round. Even the linebacker wasn't too bad. But Tim Boulware, 88 power move, 89 strength, 95 tackle. Okay, the power move and the tackle will make me feel pretty good that he is actually, in fact, X Factor. Because we've seen some really high overalls that are star. Usually that is running back, though. And yes, thank you. Whew. Boy, did we dodge a bullet. Now, I will say, wasn't really necessarily the biggest positional need, but at the end of the day, Lee McNeil, I think, was only a 2-year deal anyways, so maybe we trade him off for like a third-round pick, have just an army of third-round picks. Although I say that, but I think we only have one third-round pick right now. As it stands, Strickland wasn't the best, but he'll play middle linebacker like number 3 or 4 or something like that. But yeah, now that I think about it, considering need, I kind of feel like I just reached for a guy that was generational just because he was generational, which I guess does make sense when you're that high already, but we could have also pulled the Lions and just traded down and just got a billion picks, but went with something different for once, and we'll see if it pays off or not, as we now have already one of the best DTs in the league, and he's only a rookie. And we traded Lee McNeil for that third-round pick to the Chargers. They were willing to offer us a 77 overall, 22-year-old guard. So I was like, yeah, I feel like a third-round pick is fair if they're willing to offer that. They're willing to offer Jamie Singleton, who I feel like was on my list at one point or another. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that they would do a third. Here is the squad for Season 4. I definitely feel like Jordan has not developed quickly. He started as a 75. I know he didn't really start that much in his rookie year, but he's only an 80? 5 overalls in 2 in like a season and a half? Seems really low. But wide receivers, obviously, Lockett is gone now. He regressed really hard, so he was replaced by, well, Coates, kind of. And then defensively, we got ourselves a generational DT. Hoping he plays like one, because this defense has been really mediocre at developing. Having a much better, and I mean much better season. This is night and day, really. A lot of our depth needs to be contracted, and of course, saying contracted sounds so... It doesn't sound right. But Betonio, he might just straight up retire, so if we're going to re-sign him, I'm going to wait to see what even his regression is like, let alone if he's even here. And then the quarterback needs a 5th-year option, potentially. JSN, we're going to be paying him a 6-year deal worth $108 million, which puts us at $72 million left. Charbonnet is a decent backup, but I'm not willing to pay more than 2-year $9. Hey, he's willing. $67 million left. Pritchett, he's a pretty good backup. I'm going to keep him. I'm going to do it. $3 million per, $64 million. Derek Hall, I mean, he never really got a chance. I kind of feel bad because we kind of ruined him. 2 year 6. It's actually not bad. So if he's willing to take the 2 year 6, I'm willing to get some depth in our life for once. Barner, this is like a Disley situation all over again, but I'm gonna let him go. And where's that big tight end that we had? Is he not supposed to be like here? Maybe one more season from now. But fair enough. Still got money left over. And no matter what, we have the division, but we could have a bye week. Having a really good year. And we do have the bye week. 13-4. I did not change the offense since Sam Howell started. That's how long ago it's been. However, I did move on from the Chargers defense 3-4 base to a 3-4 Storm Baltimore defense, which I've seen has been pretty good for us in the past. Don't know that's what's going to be here in this case, but this could be a Super Bowl season as we have gotten ourselves a bye week and we only need 2 wins to get to the Super Bowl, of course. Let's take a look at some. So we lost to the Eagles, fair enough. We lost to the Niners, Rams, fair enough. Lost to the Chiefs, fair enough. So yeah, I mean, we lost to some really good teams. There was no like, wow, you lost to those guys kind of moments. So yeah, let's take a look at the stats and awards. I see Bryce Jordan, number 1 in yards, touchdowns, 35 touchdowns with 10 interceptions. Walker with 22 touchdowns. It's crazy high. 1,500 yards for Walker with only 1 fumble. Weeks was amazing. Njigba was amazing. Coates was okay. Actually, he was pretty good considering Metcalf. I don't know why I forgot about Metcalf. Where is Metcalf? Walker was amazing. I mean, that's like MVP level amazing. Blocking was great. Defensively, I mean, it was better, but it was still not where I wanted it to be. Bulware, 6.5. I imagine his overalls were really high, though. Bucker misses 2 out of 8, which is, percentage-wise, not great. But number 1 in yards is awesome. And number 7 the defense. So we're a complete package right now. Where was our running back really not on the list? That is kind of absurd. Best offensive player on the NFC side. We got Rookie of the Year on defense. Not that we really need it because he can't dev up. 5th best quarterback. Number 1 best running back. Who would have thought? Number 5 wide receiver. O-line at number 4 and 9, which is pretty cool. The D-line not on the list. Linebackers at number 4 and 5. Best DB not on the list, not surprisingly. And then kicker not on the list, not really surprisingly either. As we are headed on to the divisional round, finally in the playoffs. Finally. And we're going to be going up against the Niners. Oof, not my favorite team. Why did they have to just barely sneak in? I did not expect them to be here at all. All right, going to the end of the game. The Niners with a short drive. We get a score on the counter. They get a score on the counter now. It is now 14-7. Anyone's game, 21-14. Huge drive before halftime. Makes this a 21-all halftime affair. We turn the ball over. It is now a 3-point game. The Niners driving down really nicely, but don't convert. And now we're not converting. We punt it down to the 1. They have 3 wide receivers out there. I mean, you gotta go for it all, right? You live and die by the go for it all. I don't know what that means, but sure. Run commit, and he has a hole. Run commit, and he has a hole. Excuse me. Is that not a generational DT we got in there? I'm confused. How does he have blocks in that situation? I want to know. Going against the running back, we blow it up, and McCaffrey has, once again, more room. Okay, sure. This run defense still sucks. What can I say? Let's take a look if Sim can take better care of it. And on 3rd and 2, they're not going to get the stop. 2nd and 8, 3rd and 11. All right, here it is. Here's the game. I mean, what do you do? I think you just go mid, right? I think you just go mid. Do we really have the talent for this? Probably not, but we're bringing the mid blitz. And he has all the time in the world. All the time in the world we lose. Wow, this defense sucks. That really sucks. How do they pick this up so perfectly? And we had a free rush. Like, how? Sullivan was like, free. And then we get picked up. They blocked 7 with 6. That's crazy. That is absurd. Well, I guess it's going to take a 5th season. Bye week and we lose to the freaking Niners the first game we play. To a quarterback that threw for 8 completions, 0 touchdowns. This defense is ass. I don't care. How do you give up that many points when the quarterback can't throw? This run defense. And then I hate Harrison Butker so much. I swear every time I have him, he's terrible in Sim. Why do I keep doing it? Oh, he's high overall. I'm going to grab him. Niners-Chiefs rematch. I'm loving the fact that the Niners are in the Super Bowl and they lose. Haha. Suck it. The fact that they went further than us as a 9-8 team is always fun. Jordan goes to Superstar. JSN goes to X Factor. Kenneth goes to X Factor. This team is very good now. It is very good. Kenneth, X Factor, Running Back of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year, whatever, all those awards. JSN, really good, stats. Superstar X Factor for him. Defensively, any dev ups? Gibson goes to Superstar X Factor, but no other dev ups. And of course, Bolware went absolutely ham. X Factor is just busted. I mean, he's a 92 overall. He's a 92, no, I lied, 91 overall, fair enough. 91, 92 overall. That is crazy good. And of course, Gibson goes to X Factor, which I'm not really even sure what he did to do that. Maybe tackles for a loss, but we'll take the dev ups when we can get them. Entering what would appear to be the final season. So Jordan wants a fifth-year option worth $58 million, so there's really no point. Might as well wait till the next year. Batonio, I think we can easily do better, and Harrison Butker was, well, his last name, I guess. Likely the final season, $88 million. A.J. Brown, what a name drop. Tyreek Hill, Chris Jones, Jaden Reed, Trayvon Walker. There's some crazy names in here. We need an alignment. Decker could play guard for us. Stanley's not the most athletic. Either is Decker, though, to be fair. Ramczyk, I mean, he probably close to retirement in real life. Dion Dawkins, I mean, I guess the best option really is Batonio. That's not what I was hoping to see. I was hoping to see some crazy veterans that are ready to go. Dion Dawkins is pretty mid for his overall compared to Batonio. Stanley's still really good, in fairness. Do we go Decker or do we go Stanley? I'm going to go Stanley and put him at guard. Why not? New position at his older age. That's my argument, at least. And I don't really think there was anyone else we really needed, so that's going to be what we go for. We get Stanley. We're going to put him at guard. And we are going to head into a draft that kind of doesn't mean much, considering we don't have our own first-round pick. And in general, none of the players we can draft will be able to catch up to any of the starters overalls, so it's kind of irrelevant. But we'll go into the draft anyways and grab ourselves some future backups. It is the draft, but unfortunately our very first pick is all the way at 27. Realistic. Oh, Childress is actually on my list. I did not expect any of those 2 to 3s to make it that far, and I probably should have. But realistically, this is going to be like a future-proofing type of draft for us since we don't have many high draft picks. Could go with the DT McClendon. I think that might be what I do. I also like Nathan Powell, but we do have a lot of offensive linemen. So I'm going to go McClendon because Byron Murphy actually hasn't been that great. And if he needs a contract and it's expensive, I think you replace him. But maybe not with a normal dev, unfortunately. And then the next pick is at 10, so we can actually move down to that spot. Maybe I should have actually taken one of the linemen. Should still be some linemen here, though. Any 2 to 3 linemen? There are not. Russell looks decent. McQueen looks the best. Shepard is a nose tackle, so he might actually be superstar. But we're going to go with McQueen. 6'5", 22. Head dev. Nice. And then at 14, we might go with another lineman. Yeah, we got Stanley, but he's going to be gone soon enough. Abraham Lucas, we gave him a 2-year deal, and I think it is probably worth replacing him the next cycle, which is next season. Offensive line, Devlin does not actually look that good. Linebacker, we haven't really gotten ourselves a backup worthy of potentially replacing someone. I'm going to go with Yancey the Speed. Nice. I mean, with that F there, I was really not thinking, do I go with him? But I like the athleticism too much, and it worked out. It actually worked out pretty nicely. And we find ourselves an elite kick power kicker, Clay Spitzer. Who is hidden dev? Okay. Get a little too excited about these kickers, but sure. Do we maybe look for a punter while we're at it? I mean, we don't need a punter as much as we needed that kicker, but you might as well look around. Everyone's a B, so we'll see. Reiner, elite kick. Okay, so he's already winning. McManus, we'll see. I mean, It's looking like that elite kick power guy is going to win it. Christopher Davis, decent. Tom Fry, kind of the last guy we'll check. Good, but not elite. So we're going to go with the elite kick power guy in Matt Rayner. And another hidden 99 kick. I think that might be the first time we have drafted 2 hidden special teamers in the same draft. At least kicker, punter, and we might have done 2 kickers. I don't remember, but impressive, especially since he's 99 kick power. Why the F not? We'll take a look at what we landed. We landed 2 hidden linemen, right? I'm pretty damn sure we did. 2 hidden linemen, or maybe one of the linemen was normal, and the linebacker, I don't remember. Was this guy? Oh yeah, it was a normal dev DT. Okay, fair enough. Reggie McClendon. The potential's there, though. 81 finesse. And then right outside linebacker in Yancey. Future a starter at middle linebacker? Maybe. We'll check his dev while we're here. Could be a superstar in the making. And he is. Okay, fair enough. We actually did land superstar. The kicker was not generational. The punter might have been. 76 overall. Probably not, though. Might just be a coincidence if he is superstar, because usually they're a lot higher overall than 76. Okay, he's only star. And then the kicker, who is 70 overall, Clay Spitzer, is going to be our starter no matter what. Very accurate, actually. 96 kick power, definitely nowhere near the overall of a generational, but you never know. There you go. Number 40, by the way. Awesome. All right, the season of the finality for this squad. I mean, we'll see. Maybe we can do another season, but if the team is definitely going to regress and, it doesn't get better than it did last year, then there's really no point. Looking at the team, Baker needs to be replaced, and Yancey could be that replacement. Move everyone up 1 spot. Edge, Gibson should be the future, but it really just hasn't worked out. Bolware was, based on overall, absolutely worth the trade we made. I honestly am not sure why some of the guys just aren't higher overall by now. We have, put them in great positions, and we even made the division around last season, but it's still, a lot of our guys are lower than I would have expected by now. Having a pretty good season, 9-1, 124 mil. You got to keep the tight end. You got to keep the quarter. Wait, why is the quarterback so cheap? Hello? Got to keep the edge. Am I missing something? There's no way he actually accepts this. There's no way. I'm gonna do like this. I mean, okay, we cheesed it. If you say so, I mean, we'll take it. 7-year 105 for the tight end. I'm basically paid the same much for the damn quarterback. I don't know why the cheat. These are like fantasy draft level contracts. Witherspoon will do a 5-year, hoping that he gets a dev up. 67 million left. Miller, you could probably afford everyone with that weird contract with the quarterback being so cheap. 3 or 45. 52 mil left. You have Sullivan, who you want to keep, because he's probably the future at the position. I mean, we still got 45 mil left. Murphy, he's an 85 overall. He never really got his pass rush up, but his block shed is really good, so I mean, I guess for that price, it's worth it. 5-year 55. 35 million left. Lucas, you let go. Baker, Stanley, you let go. Yeah, we're actually not in a bad spot at all. We could even keep George Miller if we want. Yeah, that quarterback contract, definitely a confusing one for me. Hey, we have an X-Factor quarterback. Bryce Jordan, X-Factor. Win or lose, I'm pretty damn sure we have another bye week. I mean, is this the year? Well, we lost, but we still have the bye week at 14-3. Bryce Jordan in the top 3 for yards. This is the season we lost to the Cardinals back-to-back? Really? Or no, it was the Niners. Cardinals, Rams, Niners. So we split the series, really, with the rest of the division, but we still get the bye week, which is the main importance. Looking at the offensive numbers, Bryce Jordan was pretty damn good. Walker, very good. Weeks, Njigba, and Metcalf all with 1,000 plus. Coates wasn't even that bad either when you add in, how many mouths needed to be fed. Blocking the tackles weren't great. Stanley was decent at left guard. Sack totals, Gibson, 10. 10.5 for Bolware, 6.5 for Mafe, 6.5 for Campbell. Interceptions pretty low. Kicking, perfect. Dixon, 52.5. He's going to be gone after the season, though. Trying to save some money, and it's a punter. I know some people will be like, Michael Dixon is not just a punter. He is our dad. Yearly awards, Mahomes wins MVP with, but Pacheco at number 3. What kind of season did he have to make the list, whereas our running back didn't? Like, I need to see that. We got best kicker, and that was like the only award. What did he do? Like, he must have absolutely went off. 28 touchdowns, 1,700 yards. That's a lot. What about receiving? Another 6 receiving with 620 yards. Yeah, that's pretty good. 2,300 yards with what? 34 touchdowns? That's insane. That's actually really insane. 34 touchdowns. But let's go to the divisional. Anyone but the Niners, please. Of course, the Niners again. They're more balanced than us as well. I mean, it ain't going to happen now. I don't know how it's going to happen in the future. Let's take a look at who they beat. They had to beat the Bears by 6. I mean, the Bears are pretty good in sim these days. Well, here it is. All or nothing. Can we get to the championship round? Perhaps. Maybe. Let's find out. Going to the end of the game. Can we get our revenge? 7-0. Not bad. 14-0. 21-0. Okay, this is a start. 28-0. I mean, if you blow this, like, move aside Atlanta. Like, let's just be real. 35, 38-7. There is no losing this. 45-9. That is a win. If we do not win the Super Bowl this year, I don't know when you could. Purdy got locked up. Jordan threw 1 pick. But what again? I mean, their offense did nothing. Our defense killed it. Ridley with a pick. They missed a kick. It's kind of how we lost last season. Of course, that didn't make them lose. Didn't help any, but it definitely was not the reason. To the championship round. Let's see what we got. The Cowboys. Oof. Do I feel great about that? No, but we are 5 overalls higher. We'll see. Here we go. Can we head to the Super Bowl? The Cowboys 7-0. 7-3. 14-3. Not great. Nice touchdown drive. Get a stop, please. Thank you. Down by 4 at halftime. I mean, they look like they're controlling this one. We're down by 7, and that might be it. All right, here we go. 22 yards. So it's basically, yeah, we got to get a touchdown no matter what. Oh, huge touchdown to JSN. 2nd and 18. Oh! They're at their own 2. The defense did some work. I mean, you got to go. I don't know if it's a squeeze block. We got to try to block. Not going to get the block. Nobody's going to get in there, but I mean, that's worth it. Gets to the 43. I mean, they could probably cook on their own, but I'm not going to allow it. Cootsie just returned it already. Back out there. Can't get that throw off to the tight end. Wanted to play it safe because I didn't want to throw a pick on the first play. While the clock isn't our friend because we have no timeouts, we don't have to force it on the very first play. Metcalf in the slot. It's kind of busted, actually. He runs that inside route. And they're in perfect coverage. They are in really, really good coverage. See if the screen pass is open. They're kind of on it. We get some pretty good blocks. We're 2 yards short. I mean, they're coming up, but they shouldn't be able to get this. And they don't. Straight up to the line and spike it. Once again, clock is not our friend. 50 seconds left. 40 yards away from tying this game up, but realistically, probably going for 2. Let's be real. Could keep this in the middle of the play with the tight end, but realistically, we're looking for those outside receivers. And that ball is deep. That ball went to the moon. Looking for JSN over the middle. I don't really like it. Pretty good route, and it's behind him. Oh my god, it was almost picked. Please, Jordan, hit the throw. Could be a touchdown. Misses the throw. That's wild. Is that a linebacker? I don't know if I like this. Gonna have to take the tight end. Ooh, holds on! Oh my god! The amount of deflection catches I see is next to none. But for him to catch it the way he did, to get out of bounds on 4th and 10 is unbelievable. Win or lose, I can't believe that happened. I mean, we have no one open here, right? I mean, it's just, he's the guy. Almost picked, not quite, and then just like one-hands it down. These fellas deserve to win. I don't even know what play we're running here. JSN or the tight end outside. We're not going to get it off. And he just tucks it. You have got to be kidding me. It took 20 seconds to get back to the line of scrimmage. Wow, this game is good. This is a peak video game. I like this video game because it is very good. That is why. When does the sack occur? Does it say? Where's the clock? Is there any indicator of what the clock is? No? Nothing? That's cool. That's cool. Or maybe it showed it right there at the end. I didn't even see it. It's definitely more than 18 seconds left. The play started 31 seconds. The deepest player by the end of the sack is a good 30 yards downfield. I can't lie. But by the time they're jogging back already. They're there. 25 seconds it took to get back to the line. That is insane, EA. Please do better. Please do better. That is just ridiculous. That is crazy bad. But sure, I mean, they locked us down, so at the end of the day, it is what it is. Couldn't really move the ball. That's why it's tough to get that 2-minute drill. And we fell short. We simply fell short. That's basically that, though. I mean, we did well. We got to the championship round, and we got beat by the Cowboys, who are, just the ultimate team in Sim. They are just the ultimate. Let's go on to the Super Bowl, which we did not get to. We did compete finally. The last 2 seasons, we did really well. No Super Bowl win, but we did really well. And the winner between the Cowboys and the Ravens is the Ravens. Okay, let's take a look at the adjust lineup. Who had DevUps? I mean, look, this team didn't win the Super Bowl, huh? Fair. Fair stuff. Fair stuff. Well, I highly doubt a team this good will ever return to. So I'm going to make sure we have all our signings done, and I'm going to do one final season. I'm just going to quick sim through. I'm not going to care who gets drafted, anything like that. Maybe we'll spend a little bit of free agent money if there's any left, which I don't think there really is. Like 37 mil. Who do we have to pay? Pretty much all backups, right? Fifth-year option, not worth it. Oh, yeah, you are losing some players. Yeah, you actually are losing some linemen. I didn't even think about that. Maybe there isn't a point. If we couldn't do it this year, and we're losing... I mean, Stanley was a higher overall at that point. And Lucas... Unless there's a linebacker in free agency, I don't think it's worth it. And of course, yes, I want to fill the staff, which we lost both of too on top of it. Could it get any worse? That's the question. Can it get any worse than it was just now? Let's see free agency. If there's no crazy linebacker, I think we're going to call it Jalen Carter, Jameer Gibbs. There's some pretty good names in here. Jones, the Packers guy that they took. Yeah, there's no linebacker here, so I mean... I guess Jack Campbell, actually, 17 million, which I don't think you would do a 17 million. I'm trying to keep it realistic while trying to add talent for now. If he takes that, we might actually do that last sim real quick. Abraham Lucas, damn, he wants a lot. Tom, maybe you can do a 1 year on him as well. Do a 1 year on both, obviously risking the future. Let's see if they join. Jack Campbell joins. You do lose the lineman, but Jack Campbell joining, I think, is good enough for me to sim it one more time, I think. Maybe go Braxton Jones for the fill-in. Excuse me, oh, we actually have a chance to get Tom still, apparently. But yeah, I am not doing another season legitimately. I just want to sim through and just see what's up. Because once again, drafting is just not going to... We're not going to fill any positions with rookies. We're just not. It says we only have 2 mil. Did we actually land... Braxton Jones in the end? Fair enough, we did, but a little surprised we did. It kind of felt like with the 2-bar interest, there was no chance. After the draft, we have negative 7 million. We get ourselves a free safety. Marvin Minter, normal development rate. Marvin Minter. Gibson, wide receiver, another normal dev. Cornerback, 72 overall. Metcalf, another normal dev. Who let these AIs cook? Oh, we finally got a hit in, but it's a running back. Nice. Who let these guys cook? Genuinely. Okay, 6'5" Clayton Claxton. Okay, I guess. But yeah, don't let these guys cook again. The AI is booty. Oh yeah, it was Zach Tom we went for. Either way, better than Braxton Jones, so who cares? Fair enough. Let's get on to our final season. Here we go. 88 for the quarterback, 99 running back, 95 wide receiver 2, 94 wide receiver 1, 92 tight end 1. McQueen's the new left guard. Tom is the new right tackle. Jack Campbell's the new middle linebacker. whereas everything else stays the exact same. This is the last straw. This is the last season we are going to be simming. We have 25 million. Barrow needs to be signed. Campbell needs to be signed. Campbell needs to be signed. Love needs to be signed. So you could make your way through this, but then you have Bulware next season. So Barrow, because the value is there, I suppose, at safety, a 5-year 40 is pretty cheap. And then Campbell, he hasn't really played super well, but he's a very good power move guy. Yeah, I mean, your team is definitely going to be dropping off in talent quite a bit, but we keep what we keep, and we lose what we lose. So this is the year. You're losing Tom, you're losing Love, you're losing Campbell, and you don't have the money to replace any of them. And we go 13-4, but the Niners steal the bye week. So we have even more games to play now. Looking at the games, we lost the first 3 against the Jets, Rams, Dolphins, and then did not lose again until the Niners in Week 16, which was the difference between a bye week or not a bye week. But back-to-back years with a bye week didn't seem to do us so well anyways, so maybe this will be the trick. A lot of interceptions, but also a ton of touchdowns and yards. Walker was great again. 3 guys over 1,000 yards receiving. Brewer was pretty decent as the number 3 wide receiver. Charles Cross is really the only bad tackle we had. Tom, that is insanely good for a tackle. 2 sacks allowed. Bulware with 10.5. No one else could keep up with him this time, though. Picks were a little bit better, but not by much. Spitzer missed a kick this time. 2 of them, to be exact, out of 9. But considering he was 17 for 17 last year, we'll let him slide. MVP goes to Mahomes. We get Offensive Player of the Year again with Walker. I don't even know if it was last year, but he's won a few now. But here it is, going up against the Minnesota Vikings, who had McCarthy, I believe, at number 2 for MVP. We are a 93 overall. I mean, this is the best it's going to get. Here we go, end of the game. Seattle moving down 7-0. Still 7-0, 14-0. 21-0. I mean, it's kind of reminding me of the divisional round. A little bit less, though, as the Vikings are actually climbing back in. We finally get another touchdown on the board, and that should be it. It will be 42-24 will be the final score as we move on to the divisional round. It's actually 23. Somehow they drove down the field for a safety. I'm not sure how that works, but McCarthy, who is, very close to winning MVP, got locked up. This defense apparently is not the problem. I don't know what to tell you. It's apparently not the problem, and it's Rakestraw Viking, apparently. But here we go, on to the divisional round, where it cannot be the Niners, I don't believe. Actually, it could be, because we have, could be the 7th seed. I mean, all the other teams that were the runner-ups in the wild card round, they all lost. And it's just all teams that had, a home field advantage. It would be us, I believe, so. And that's exactly what freaking happens. You got to be kidding me. The Niners again. The 7th seed Cardinals lose. The 6th seed Cowboys lose. And then it's on to us. I know the Cowboys won. What? Oh, the Niners were not the number 1 seed. Wow. 14-3 was not good enough for the number 1 seed. That's kind of crazy. Well, here it is. For the 3rd and final time, will we finally get past them or they win again? Here we go. Actually, no, did we beat them last time? It was the Cowboys we lost to, actually. So it would be, it's like split right now. Oh, yeah. So we can win this. Interception, not great, but 17-14, 17-17. Fourth quarter, up by 7. The defense will not make the stop. It'll be overtime, and just like that, we lose the game. That is the rebuild. Not even a Super Bowl berth. 0 touchdown. Brock Purdy wins the game because Jordan throws 2 interceptions. Woodward with 6 yards and 2 touchdowns. I hate everything. Sacks, kind of tame considering the talent they have. Ward and Hill with picks. Kicking was clean, but a loss is a loss. And, I mean, you can call it a failed rebuild if you want, but we did have 3 straight 13-plus win seasons, which is really impressive. Talk about letdown, though. I mean, the ultimate underperforming letdown is teams. 3 13-plus win teams. You don't even make the Super Bowl once, let alone win it. That seems pretty harsh. But that's the reality we're living in. As we're headed on to the Super Bowl, see if the Niners win a Super Bowl. It's going to be the Cowboys. You just can't win. The AFC, you got the Chiefs. The NFC, you got the damn Cowboys and the Niners, apparently. you just can't win. You're just GG'd no matter what, and the Cowboys are a dynasty, I believe. Freaking cool, man, I guess. Let's take a look at the players, though. DK Metcalf, obviously on the regression side now, 31 years old. Very good. Deep route is not great. Medium route is not great, but he's definitely a very good player nonetheless. Then we move on over to JSN, who is a 97 overall. 27 years old only, but no release. Deep route's not the best, but everything else is great. Love a little bit more speed, but that's, it's the most uncontrollable thing you can have. 99 overall for Kenneth Walker, who's got to be about 30 by now. 28, he feels like he's older than that just based on the XP needed, but very good, obviously. 90 in both styles of juke ability. Jordan, I believe his medium is going to be kind of on the lower. No, it's the short accuracy. 80 short accuracy, but everything else, very good. Play action, throw on the run's not the best, but with 77 speed, you shouldn't want to throw on the run too often anyways. Then we move on to Weeks, who is a 94 overall tight end, 6'4". Not the fastest, but definitely fast enough. Very good catching, very good route running, very good run blocking. He's very good. He's just very good. I guess because Charles Cross is a real-life Seahawk, we'll take a look at him. 28 years old, amazing pass blocking. The rest, not so much. Didn't really seem to slow down Kenneth, though, anytime. Looking at Gibson, 89 overall, finally in that elite status of overalls. Still just as a 3-4, so you're not going to see those sack numbers like ever. Mafe, he ends up as an 85 overall, probably not worth the like 18.5 mil we paid him per year, but 88 finesse. It could be worse. Then we have the middle linebackers. Yancey was a superstar, was he? Don't really care about Jack Campbell too much. He was a one-year guy, and he's going to be gone anyways. Sullivan, block shed and zone coverage, actually pretty good. Then we move on to the safeties. Julian Love, there's no point. He's already down to an 83. Walter Barrow, 88 zone coverage with unbelievable speed. Totally worth it. Got that contract going. We are loving it. Reek Woolen, now a 30-year-old with no man coverage, no dev up, no bitches. Did he not regress? A little surprised by that, to be fair. Then we look over at Witherspoon. Did he not go open dev either? I could have sworn one of them was superstar. I think I might be losing it. Witherspoon a little bit more balanced, obviously, and very good in man. Then we move on to the interior of the D-line to edge this one out, if you will. 86 overall, Byron Murphy. Was he worth the pick they took him at? I don't know. It's like just barely not or just barely so. No one way or the other, really. And then Campbell, who we just paid a 3 or 39 to, is very good at power move. And then, of course, the generational DT, who really the sky is the limit. 97 overall already with 98 power move, 94 block shed, 93 strength. Insane tackle, play rec, awareness, athleticism's great, pursuit's great. He is just the complete package. He is him. But anyways, if you are him, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate continued support on the channel. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. And like I said, let me know what team you'd like to see next. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, where hopefully we win 3 in a row.